What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over some run defense out of the 3-4 odd. This can be every single run imaginable. Dive, stretch, power, toss, you name it. It beats it out of every formation. If you guys want the full run defensive ebook, be sure you check out meistermadden.com. Now, I also want to give a shout out to D-Train for introducing me to this run defense. Hope you're doing good, man. Appreciate all the lab work that you've helped me with also. So cover 2 sink is the play that we're going to be going into. There are some adjustments you need to make before we actually choose to play. I've already gone ahead and done those. Now, normally we're in the Seattle Seahawks, as always. That's probably my favorite team to run with. But we took Jadeveon Clowney off of the D-line, and we put him in at linebacker. Now, I'm going to be going against I-form close for this video. If you guys, again, want the full thing, check out meistermadden.com. We break down HB wing, tight, slot close, pretty much everything you can imagine. We break it down. But we're going to be focusing on I-form close and the stretch run out of I-form close. So we'll choose HB stretch just to go ahead and get into. So we got Jadeveon Clowney, tackle supreme. We got Bobby Wagner with enforcer and tackle supreme. I think it's called tackle supreme. It's called secure tackler as well. If you go for conservative tackle, you're much more likely, I think it's pretty much a guaranteed wrap up tackle. So that's why I like to use the Seattle Seahawks in run defense. And then KJ Wright, he's just occupy blocks. Literally doesn't matter. If you have a high block shed linebacker out there, fantastic. Ultimately, doesn't really matter. Now, this middle linebacker is also extremely important in this run defense as well. Shaquem Griffin, 91 speed. He's going to get to that backfield quick, and he's going to make a tackle for a loss every single time. Now, if you were to have secure tackler, that'd be even better. But ultimately, we're about getting numbers on Ezekiel Elliott. So this is how we're running it. And we're going to be going into cover 2 sink. So I'm going to show you guys the setup. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. So it's going to be maybe a little bit longer video. But first off, we want to go ahead and baseline press. Pinch the linebackers. Slant our D-line to the left. Move this guy to the outside hip of the tight end. Move this guy out until he gets into a blitzing angle. He gets right there. Contain. Changes to a blitz. Make sure he's in a blitz just because he gets here a little bit quicker than a contain. And then you're going to go ahead and blitz Shaquem Griffin or the A linebacker, whoever you have right there. Be sure he is fast. I have noticed 85 speed is the sweet spot. 85 speed and higher is going to be best. You can get away with 82 speed, though that is going to be slightly slow. Though he still will manage to be able to get in the backfield just as, not as frequently. Now, when we get into HB lead dive, generally, if I'm going against a runner, I'm going to stand roughly around here. Again, the positioning is going to come with practice, so I expect you guys to get into the lab, practice this some, but you're going to stand roughly behind the defensive tackle and just to the inside hip of the opposite middle linebacker. So one final thing, user the weak side middle linebacker. In this case, Bobby Wagner's on the weak side. So we're going to be using him just to help contain the outside edge as they stretch to the right. Also, a link down below in the description will be available to show you guys how you can get these safeties, one of these 2 safeties, in the run fits without putting them into a spy. So be sure you check that out and subscribe if you guys are new. So anyways, let's go ahead, snap this ball. We'll send our safety, you can see right there. Wrap up in the backfield. We've got the numbers, and generally Shaquem Griffin or whoever your middle linebacker may be is going to get in the backfield quickly and make a huge loss for 5 yards is what I've seen most often. So again, we'll go ahead and set this up. Then we'll go into instant replay and show you guys exactly what is going on here. So snap this ball. Shaquem Griffin getting the backfield for a loss of 5 yards. Every single time it's a loss. Never going to get a single yard off of you. So let's go into instant replay and break down what's going on right here. So we've got our run defense set up. We've got KJ Wright. We can hop onto him. Setting the edge. He takes on the tight end. This defensive end right here takes on the guard and the tackle. Shaquem Griffin getting ignored by this fullback because the fullback is looking the wrong way. He's looking towards the corner more so. So he doesn't even see Shaquem Griffin coming in the backfield. He gets behind the fullback, tackles Ezekiel Elliott, and loss of yards. Real easy. Now, also on top of that, we have Jadeveon Clowney chasing down like a madman, chasing Ezekiel Elliott down. So even if they were to even consider to cut it to the inside or bounce it to the left, we've got Jadeveon Clowney out there with Supreme Tackler or Tackle Supreme Secure Tackle, whatever it's called, to make a tackle as well. So there's absolutely nowhere for him to go. So that's what's going on with HB Stretch. Now let's go ahead and get into HB Dive, HB Lead Dive, HB Dive, ISO. It's going to be the same exact thing. So baseline press, you're going to set up this defense as if you were to set it up for stretch. So pinch the linebackers, move this guy out until he gets into a blitzing angle, which is right about there. Slant your D-line to the left, move this guy out, blitz Shaquem Griffin. And this is kind of where it comes in a little more key to hover between the middle linebacker and the defensive tackle, roughly around there. Again, that's going to come with practice and figuring out all the placements. So we'll go ahead, snap the ball, send our safety, and you can see right there, Jadeveon Clowney getting him at the line of scrimmage. Now, you kind of got to test this out a little bit and get a feel for where the sweet spot is when he gets out of this blitzing angle. Like right about there, you can see it changes. You got to get him right about there. The closer you can get him, the better. Now, you can get away if it is specifically a dive. You can get away with a contain assignment, but I've noticed if it's a stretch, it's better to have him on this blitzing angle. So just as a general rule of thumb, as soon as you can get him into that blitzing angle, just leave him there. There's no need to move him any further. So we'll go ahead and set this all up. Move this guy over. Snap the ball. Get our safeties into the run. Again, you can check that out right there. This time it was a stretch. I forgot to odd one to lead dive. But again, stopping him at the line of scrimmage or even for a loss of yards. We'll audible into HB Lead Dive. We'll set up our run defense yet again. Get this all going. Move Jadeveon Clowney outside again. Just get him into this blitzing angle. Move this guy out. We're pretty much setting up for stretch and dive at this time. Move this guy over. And yes, you can get all this done before they snap the ball, but you just got to be quick about it. You can't be slow on sticks. You can't be slow on buttons either. So snap this ball. Send our safety, Jadeveon Clowney, getting into the backfield for a loss of 3 yards. So you can clearly see right there, absolutely nowhere to go to. Now let's go ahead and get in, let's go ahead and go into a power run. Same thing, literally the same exact thing. Power, we're going to set up the defense. There's no difference whatsoever how we're going to set it up. So baseline press, pinch linebackers. Move this guy to the outside. Move this guy to the outside. Blitz A. Slant D-line to the left. And here's user, especially if you're going against a power, it's going to be really key in making a tackle. Of course, you can click off if you don't feel comfortable with it. But that's going to come down to timing. I personally like to make a tackle one-on-one. So with power runs, it's very one-on-one. And you got to be confident with making a tackle right here. Otherwise, you're going to let them get a huge gain of yards. So snap the ball, center safety, and you can see right there, making a tackle. Again, that's a one-on-one while the safety is coming down. The safety could very easily get trucked by any kind of running back out there because it's man 20. So we'll do this one more time, moving KJ right to the outside hip of the tight end. Jadeveon Clowney until he gets into blitzing angle, slant D-line, blitz A, and then same thing as always, you're going to hover roughly around this area. Again, getting practice mode, lob this up some more. So snap the ball, send the space safety. And you see that time, bad user, and he takes it to the house. So that's a prime example of why it's so important to have a good user. If we were to contain that edge a lot better, what's going to end up happening is we're going to get him at the line of scrimmage. We'll do this one more time so we don't end on too much of a sour note. Move this guy out. Slant D-line. Again, hover roughly around here and just keep your eyes open for where the gap is developing for you to shoot. So snap the ball, send the safety. You can see that time, Ezekiel Elliott bailing him out. Ezekiel Elliott just shrugging off 2 guys and our user tripping over the 2 guys. But you guys can see right there, if we're going to instant replay, that's ridiculous. We're going to instant replay. Our user doesn't get any kind of animation right there, even with the ability. We get stuck. We still don't get an animation. We get stuck on our defensive line. We fall over our own guys, and well, that's just man 20 for you. But you can see right there, you're gonna oftentimes be able to stop that in the backfield. I have no answer for what's going on right there. But right there, you can clearly see we have the user. I'm trying to click A, but we're not getting any kind of animation. Even right there, literally, how close are we? You could reach it. You could dive out for him, but we're not getting an animation. So that's just man 20. For you guys right there, but you can see we're able to stop HB Lead Dive, stretch, and power very easily. It's going to be the same setup for toss as well. There's really no difference to it for iPhone close. Now again, if you guys want the full run defense, be sure you check out MeisterMadden.com. You can pick up a membership. I really strongly suggest that over any ebook that's available to you. Or wait for this ebook to be released next week. So until next time, guys, get in the lab. This has been T Meister. See ya.